Hey Bears fans, it's been quiet here on day 2 of NFL free agency. Larry Ogunjobi remains as the only player that Ryan Poles has signed so far. If you want him to sign another player, subscribe to the channel right now. I've been told by my experts that if you subscribe to the channel right now, that increases the odds of the Bears making a move. Hashtag science, that's what I've been told. That may or may not be true, but hey, it sounds good out loud. So subscribe to the channel. In all seriousness, we're plugging out multiple videos per day around the Chicago Bears. News, rumors. If the Bears sign a player, we'll break it down. You can trust me on that one. Hit that sub button, link down below, youtube.com/BearsNow. You're watching Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys hanging with us here on day 2 of NFL free agency. Like I mentioned, no new signings for Chicago, but a lot of rumors out there and a former Bear heading to a new team. We'll talk about that as well. A few different stories, players to get into. Let's start with Terron Armstead. Are the Bears interested in signing the veteran offensive tackle? We've talked about him a little bit. Probably the top tackle on the market when he is healthy. That, of course, is a big key. Here's the deal, and by the way, DaBearsBlog broke this one down for you guys. Jeff Hughes, who had the coaching and GM search and was all over it throughout that process, he tweeted this out. Firmly believe the Bears are interested in Terron Armstead, but if Deshaun Watson chooses New Orleans, it'll be very surprising if Armstead doesn't return. So what he's saying is Armstead would likely leave New Orleans, but if Watson chooses the Saints, which that's one of the finalists, it appears, that could convince him to stay and re-sign there. Here's the deal on Armstead. Beast. Really good player. I think he's the type of guy that Ryan Poles likes. But, and this is a big but, he's pretty often injured. He's missed a lot of time in his NFL career. Since he's become kind of a full-time starter back in 2014, we'll outline year by year how many games he's played in. Played in 8 last year. That means he missed 9 games. Played in 14 and 15 the 2 years prior out of 16, so that's good. 2018, played in 10 games. He missed 6. Same in 2017. He missed 9 games in 2016. 2015 and 14 is fine. If you get 13, 14 plus out of him, cool. His rookie year, I don't really count. Played in 6 games, but he wasn't a starter, so wasn't really for major injury reasons. The point being, though, outside of, 3 or 4 of his seasons out of 8, by the way, basically half the years of his last 8 seasons, he's missed at least 6 games or more. That's a lot of time, guys. That makes me a little bit nervous. Now, I like him a lot. He's a stud. He is a premier left tackle. He's not super old. He's about 30, 31. So if he's healthy, you could get, 3, 4, 5 years out of him. I mean, Trent Williams for the Niners signed a bag last offseason at 33. Guys are playing older into their careers, but he has an injury history. There's no doubt about it, and that's why it makes me a little bit nervous. On the flip side, you got to upgrade the offensive line. We've talked about it. We've outlined it. We all know this. The Bears must get better on their offensive line. It's as simple as that. And obviously, Terron Armstead helps you get better, but he's going to cost a lot of money. Maybe we're talking at least $15 million per year, maybe upwards of $20 million is probably what he's holding out for. Maybe that market dries up a bit and he settles for less, and if that's the case, I would be more interested. Just makes me a little bit nervous. Now, I did want to tie in this note to this conversation. Brian Bulaga has been released, which saves the Chargers almost $11 million. Former Packers right tackle who's been good for a while, but recovering from a surgery that he had to deal with. Only played in 1 game last year. He's older, has some injury history on his belt, but he could be a cheaper, shorter-term option, at right tackle, and that's kind of the key to all this, too. How does Ryan Poles, how does this coaching staff view Tevin Jenkins? Is he a left tackle? Is he a right tackle? Is he a guard? Is he a starter at all? I'd like to hope and think so, but I don't think it's a given that that's the case. There's been a lot of, chatter behind the scenes that Ryan Poles thinks this offensive line stinks. And quite frankly, the evidence we have so far would suggest just that. So I'm hopeful that Jenkins is a guy he can press forward with. I'm hoping Larry Borum is something, but it's possible this regime doesn't view those guys highly. And if that's the case, you got to get some talent in here. There's no doubt about it. Would you pay big money to get Terron Armstead? And when I say big money, I'm talking at least $15 million, 16, 17 per year. 3+ year deal. He's going to cost a lot. Would you do that to solidify left tackle when he's healthy? That's the problem, right? If he was a fully healthy guy, I'd type my wife for yes, but he's not, so I might have to type my in for no. I would be okay with it. Just know it doesn't come risk-free. Let's get to another offensive lineman here at another key position, the center position. Could the Bears target JC Tretter, who got released earlier today by the Cleveland Browns for the center spot? Now, JC Tretter isn't a flashy name. Maybe you haven't even heard of him before. Here's the reality. You look at his PFF grades last year, and by the way, only gave up 1 sack. Overall, just under 80. On PFF system, that's very good. Pass blocking, 83.7. Run blocking, about 75. Well above average there. Also, PFF overall was graded as the 6th best center Tretter was in 2021. This is a rock-solid player at the center position, and let's be clear. He would be a massive upgrade from Sam Mustipher. Like Sam Mustipher, if he starts next year, that's pretty uninspiring if you're asking me. Now, out of the 5 starting offensive linemen, there's probably going to be 1 or 2 that are a weak spot. It's going to be hard to revamp this entire group overnight. I understand that. But if you could get a guy like Tretter or Armstead in here, I'd probably lean Tretter because I think he'll be cheaper at the center position. Maybe you get both. Who knows what the hell's going to happen, what the Bears are going to do. You got to get better at some of these spots. JC Tretter from Sam Mustipher, that's a massive upgrade. That helps this unit get better. Should the Bears sign JC Tretter? What do you guys think? Type S for sign him. Type P for pass. Get your votes in down in the comment section. I'm typing my S 50 times because I would love to get JC Tretter. Now, we've told you guys that we are now on Rumble as well. Proud to partner up with those guys, another content creator app where you can publish videos and you can catch some unfiltered and uncensored content from us and other creators over there as well. We got to catch up in the followers game. A lot of our other channels at Chat Sports have more followers than us. If you want to support the show, obviously subscribe here on YouTube, but also follow us on Rumble, rumble.com/BearsNow. You can also download the Rumble app on your phone. Find our some content over there, plus some exclusive videos from time to time here from Bears Now. If you like me, if you like this channel, that's an easy way to support us for 100% free. Now, I teased earlier in the video that one of the Bears' current players has left in free agency, and we're sticking with the offensive line theme. James Daniels has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Contract details, 3 years, $26.5 million. Based on the tea leaves I was reading weeks leading up to free agency, I thought it was a long shot that James Daniels was going to return. Maybe if his market dried up, Poles would have brought him back, but from what I had heard, it didn't sound like he was in love with him. Plus, you just listen to what these guys say, right? Ryan Poles says he wants to get lighter and quicker on the offensive line. James Daniels is a power player. He's not a guy that pulls a lot, and I think the Bears want to get some of those guys so they can run that outside zone scheme. I don't think that fits what this offense wants to do under Luke Getsy. I don't think Poles valued him that much because he got a good contract. It's not like he got insane amount of money. It's not like he got the Laken Tomlinson deal of $13 million per year. He got $8.5, $9 million. So, you know, good for Daniels. He gets a nice little payday. He teams up with his former quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, in Pittsburgh. But that's another spot you got to fill on your offensive line now. I mean, I'm not even showing the depth chart graphic because this unit might be completely new this year. I have no idea what this starting 5 is going to look like on the offensive line. I do know this, that Ryan Poles has a vision to fix this offensive line. Might take more than one offseason, but I do expect him to fix this unit. Now, predicted, this is going to be hard, but take a stab at it. Predict the Bears' offensive line in 2022, the starters. I'll just guess here. How about Tevin Jenkins at right tackle? How about Larry Borom at right guard? Insert center. They'll sign or draft somebody. I'll keep Cody Whitehair at left guard, and then they'll sign or draft a left tackle as well. I think there will be at least 2 new starters on this offensive line, probably 3, maybe even 4. Predict it for us down in the comments section. All right, and no one's really reporting this. This isn't being rumored. Could the Bears circle back to Allen Robinson? You know, I left that door open. I was kind of in the 1 Smokin' J range that he would return, really like half a Smokin' J. And I do wonder if it's possible. A-Rob hasn't found a home yet. We're almost 2 days into free agency. A lot of receivers have come off the board. Christian Kirk, DJ Chark. You guys like Devontae Adams are on the tag. Chris Godwin, several others have been out there as well. You look at the free agent receivers that remain. I mean, A-Rob's the top guy. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, Jarvis Landry. I put Odell Beckham in there, but he's probably not going to be healthy till November. I don't think he's a real option for the Bears. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, I do think there's a decent chance Chicago will sign him, but he's not, a number 1 or number 2. He's a number 3 type at receiver. Could you bring him back on a 1-year deal? Like, if A-Rob's market isn't that great, could this new regime say, hey, I get the frustration, the friction between you and Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. We ain't those guys. We value you. We like you as a player. I get last year was frustrating when you didn't have the production and it seemed like the game plans phased you out of this offense, but maybe a full offseason of him working with Justin Fields and being re-ingrained into this new offense, he can rebuild that stock and get a bag next year. Maybe it could be a win-win for both sides as the Bears help bridge the gap at the wide receiver position for a year, and then A-Rob can get paid next year. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't imagine it would, but what if we're still in this spot 2 days from now? What if it's Friday or late Thursday, Juju has signed, a couple other guys have signed, and Allen Robinson is still out there? What does that mean? A, free agent money is drying up because teams are paying or filling out their salary caps. And B, the Bears could still need a receiver at that time. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that that door is ajar a little bit open again. It's a small possibility, but it's greater than zero, I would say. And at one point, I honestly thought it was very close to a 0% chance. Predict it for us. Take a guess. Where will Allen Robinson play in 2022? Will it be with the Bears? Will it be somewhere else? Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. And this is why you subscribe, because even when the Bears aren't signing players, the rumors are flying all over the place, and we got you covered on the latest buzz around NFL free agency, around the Bears, and otherwise. Subscribe. It's free. We appreciate you guys' support. You guys have been awesome over the past several months with the coaching and GM search. Now as we get into free agency, appreciate you guys very, very much. Almost at 44,000 subs. You guys are awesome. Hit that big red button, and we'll see you soon here on Bears Now.